Allowances. We already studied about allowances, but it's a brief description about allowances and what are the fully taxable and fully exempted and allowances exempted up to a specified limit. So, what's the meaning of allowances? Allowances is a fixed sum of money which is paid regularly by the employer in addition to salary for meeting his personal and official expenses of the employee. For meeting personal and official expenses of the employee. From the point of view of income tax purposes, again it may be classified into three types, that is fully taxable allowances, allowances exempted up to a specified limit, fully exempted allowances. So what are the fully taxable allowances? These allowances are fully taxable. And what are they? Dearness allowances. Dearness allowances again classified into three types. DA, which is formed as per the terms of employment, that is which is also used for, which is considered for the determination of retirement benefit like pension and gratuity, etc. And DA not given under the terms of employment means DA not considered to determine the retirement benefit. Retirement benefit calculate ചെയ്യാൻ ഉപയോഗിക്കുന്ന DAയും ഉപയോഗിക്കാത്ത DAയും. അങ്ങനെ ഡിയർനെസ് അലവൻസിനെ രണ്ടായി ക്ലാസിഫൈ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ DA ഈസ് ഓൾസോ ഗിവൺ ഇൻ ഓർഡർ ടു മീറ്റ് ഇൻക്രീസ് ഇൻ എക്സ്പെൻസസ് ഓൺ അക്കൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് ഇൻക്രീസ് ഇൻ പ്രൈസസ്. And that type of allowances is called dearness allowances. Then what is dearness pay? The dearness allowances but given as per the terms of employment. So here the DA classified into DA given as per the terms of employment is which is also used for the calculation of retirement benefit. The another name for it is dearness pay. That means dearness pay means it is another form of dearness allowances which is given as per the terms of employment. And then fixed medical allowances, the tiffin allowances, servant allowances, non-practicing allowances usually given to the doctors, and hill allowances to the employees working in the hilly areas, and then warden or proctor allowances given to the wardens or proctors of educational institutions, and deputation allowances, overtime allowances, city compensatory allowances, and other allowances like family allowance, festival allowance, marriage allowance, telephone allowance, interim relief allowance, and allowances which are not specifically exempted. സ്പെസിഫിക് ആയിട്ട് എക്സംപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാത്ത എല്ലാ അലവൻസുകളും ഈ ഭാഗത്ത് വരുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പോൾ ദീസ് ആർ ഫുള്ളി ടാക്സബിൾ ആണ്. ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ ഈസ് ദ ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് അലവൻസസ് ഫോർ മീറ്റിംഗ് എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ ഫോർ ദ പർപ്പസ് ഓഫ് കമ്മ്യൂട്ടിംഗ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ദ പ്ലേസ് ഓഫ് റെസിഡൻസ് ആൻഡ് പ്ലേസ് ഓഫ് ഡ്യൂട്ടി. ദ പ്ലേസ് ഓഫ് റെസിഡൻസിൽ നിന്നും പ്ലേസ് ഓഫ് ഡ്യൂട്ടിയുടെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ പോകുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്ന എന്തെങ്കിലും എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചേഴ്സ് ഇതിന് വേണ്ടി കിട്ടുന്ന അലവൻസസ് ആണ് ഫോർ മീറ്റിംഗ് ദ എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ ഫോർ ദ പർപ്പസ് ഓഫ് കമ്മ്യൂട്ടിംഗ് between the place of residence and place of duty is also come under this category. But these are the fully taxable allowances. Again, allowances may be classified into another type. What are they? Allowances exempted up to a specified limit. Allowances exempted up to a specified limit. Allowances exempted up to a specified limit. That means the first item is house rent allowance. House rent allowance. House rent allowance means these allowance given by the employer for meeting expenditure on account of rent in respect of accommodation occupied by the employee. So the HRA is exempted to the least of the following. And what is it? The house rent allowance actually received the least of the three amount. What is the least of the three amount? First item, actual HRA received by the employee, or excess of rent paid over 10% of salary, that is which is the difference between rent paid minus 10% of salary. And third item is 50% of the salary if the accommodation is in Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, that is the 4 metro cities, and any other places it is 40% of salary. So the salary for the purpose of HRA is defined as it includes basic pay, dearness allowances given under the terms of employment, and commission based on fixed percentage of turnover. That means dearness allowance is given under the terms of employment is otherwise called DP, dearness pay. So basic pay, salary for the purpose of HRA includes, that means here there is a 40% of salary, here also the 10% of salary. So salary for the purpose of HRA includes basic pay, dearness allowances given under the terms of employment, and commission based on fixed percentage of turnover. HRA is exempted only if the rent paid by the employee, because here there is an additional point is that HRA is exempt only if there is a rent paid by the employee. Rent paid എന്നൊരു എമൗണ്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഈ സെക്കൻഡ് ഐറ്റത്തിൽ, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് എക്സസ് ഓഫ് റെൻറ്റ് പെയ്ഡ് ഓവർ 10% ഓഫ് സാലറിയിൽ നമുക്ക് എമൗണ്ട് ഉണ്ടാവും. ലീസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ഫോളോയിങ് എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിൽ ഈ 3 എമൗണ്ടിൽ സെക്കൻഡ് ഐറ്റം ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ. ഇല്ല വെച്ചാൽ റെൻറ്റ് പെയ്ഡ് ഇല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഫുള്ളി എച്ച് ആർ റിസീവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന എല്ലാ എമൗണ്ടും നമ്മൾ ടാക്സ് ചെയ്യണം. സോ ആക്ച്വൽ എച്ച് ആർ റിസീവ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ എത്ര എമൗണ്ടാണോ നമുക്ക് ഹൗസ് റെൻറ്റ് അലവൻസ് കിട്ടിയത്, അതിൽ നിന്നും ലീസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ 3 എമൗണ്ട് ഈസ് എക്സെപ്റ്റഡ്. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദ ബാലൻസ് എമൗണ്ട് ഈസ് ടാക്സിബിൾ ഇൻ ദ ഹാൻഡ്സ് ഓഫ് എംപ്ലോയി. സോ ദ ടാക്സിബിൾ എച്ച് ആർ ഐ മീൻസ് actual HRA received minus exempted HRA, that is the taxable amount of HRA. The second item is entertainment allowances. First item house rent allowance, second item allowances exempted up to a specified limit. Second item is entertainment allowance. It is an allowance given by the employer to employee. It includes fully in the assessed income and later it is deducted according to section 16 in case of common employee. That means entertainment allowance is firstly added to the allowances, and lastly that means certain deductions is allowed from the gross salary. What are they? The section according to section 16 there is a deduction allowed on account of entertainment allowances, transit deduction and employment tax. So that amount is also called entertainment allowances. For entertainment allowance, firstly added to the salary, and secondly we deducted certain amount according to section 16. So the next allowance is allowances for meeting the official expenditures of the employee. Allowances for meeting special official expenditures of this employee. That means these allowances are given to meet expenses incurred in performance of duties of his office. These allowances are exempted to the extent of actual amount spent by the employee. So these type of allowances are exempted to the actual amount spent by the employee. In the absence of any information regarding the actual amount spent, it is assumed that full amount of allowances is spent by the employee. That means there is nothing to be stated in the question regarding the actual expenses spent by the employee. It is assumed that the full amount of allowances is spent by the employee. So the special allowances are those allowances for meeting official expenditures of the employee. And how much amount it is taxed? The actual allowances minus spent amount is deducted. So balance amount, unspent portion is taxable in the hands of employee. So what are the allowances come under the category of a special allowance for meeting official expenditures of employee? The allowances coming under this category are traveling allowances and conveyance allowance, daily allowance, helper allowance, academic allowance and uniform allowance. We already discussed about these type of allowances. That means these type of allowances are for meeting official expenditures of this employee, and these allowances are exempted to the extent of actual amount spent by the employee. Then the special allowance for meeting personal expenses of the employee, section 10 the 1014(2), and such allowances are exempted to the extent of the amount notified. That means such type of allowances are exempted to the extent of amount notified. According to the Income Tax Act, there is certain the rules and regulations for exempting certain amount of allowances. The first item is children education allowances. The children education allowances is exempted up to 100 per month per child for the maximum of 2 children. That means the children education allowances is exempted up to 100 per month. ഒരു മാസം 100 രൂപ വെച്ച് രണ്ട് കുട്ടികൾക്ക്, അതായത് മാക്സിമം ഒരു മാസം 100 രൂപ വെച്ച് രണ്ട് കുട്ടികളിന് 200 രൂപ വെച്ച് 12 മാസം, മാക്സിമം 2400 രൂപയാണ് ചിൽഡ്രൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ അലവൻസ് എക്സംപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. സോ നമ്മുടെ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനിൽ the children education allowances is 3000, that means the exempted portion is 2400. So minus that means unspent അല്ലെങ്കിൽ exempted amount is 2400 and the 600 is taxable in the hands of employee. Next item is children education allowances, which is exempted up to 300 per month per child for the maximum of 2 children. So here the question, the children education allowance is 4000, then the 3000 into 2, 600 into 12 is exempted. Balance amount is taxable in the hands of employee. Then the transport allowance is granted to the employee who is blind or deaf and dumb or orthopedically handicapped or with a disability of lower extremity is extended to the 3,200 per month. That means transported allowance is given to a handicapped person is exempted up to 3,200 per month. 3200 രൂപ എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. Then the next item is underground allowances exempted at to 800 per month. Then allowances given to the transport employees working in a transport system. That means any fixed allowances given by the employer to the employee who is working in a transport system for meeting his personal expenditure during his duty performed in course of running of such transport from one place to another. That means like in railway or airlines, extended up to 70% of such allowances or 10,000 per month, whichever is less. For example, ഒരു എംപ്ലോയി എയർലൈനിലോ റെയിൽവേയിലോ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ അയാൾക്കിപ്പോൾ ദ ട്രാൻസ്പോർട്ട് അലവൻസ് ആയിട്ട്, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് എ പേഴ്സൺ ഹു ഈസ് ഡെയിലി എൻഗേജ്ഡ് ഇൻ ദ ഫിക്സഡ് അലവൻസസ് ഈസ് ഗിവൺ ഫോർ ദി സിസ്റ്റം. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് 20,000 ആണ് അലവൻസ് ആയിട്ട് അദ്ദേഹം റിസീവ് ചെയ്തതെന്ന് വിചാരിച്ചോളാം. ആ 20,000-ൻ്റെ 70% ഓർ 10,000 വിച്ച് എവർ ഈസ് ലെസ്, ആ എമൗണ്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യണം. So the 20,000-ൻ്റെ 70% or 10,000 whichever is less exempt ചെയ്യണം. ബാലൻസ് എമൗണ്ട് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യണം, ടാക്സ് ചെയ്യണം. Then the tribal area allowances, tribal area or scheduled area agency area allowances exempted at to 200 per month. And then the special compensatory hilly allowances or high altitude allowances exempted at to 7,000 per month. That means in army person they are working in a hilly area, so high altitude area they are giving a special allowances is called as special compensatory hilly areas allowances, and which is exempted up to 7,000 per month. ഇപ്പോൾ 10,000 അലവൻസ് റിസീവ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ 7,000 എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ചെയ്ത് ബാലൻസ് 3,000 ടാക്സബിൾ in his hands. Next allowance is compensatory field area allowance exempted up to 2,600 per month. Island duty allowances exempted at to 3,250 per month. So these are the allowances, special allowance for meeting personal expenses of the employee. That means firstly we are studying about type of allowances for meeting official expenditures of this employee ആയിരുന്നു. And then these are the allowances for meeting personal expenditures of this employee. So these are exempted according to this notified amount. Main factor, main allowances which is always come in the question is the children education allowance, that is 100 per month per child, maximum of 2 children. The last type of allowance is fully exempted allowance. So allowances is classified into 3 types. First one is fully taxable allowances. Second item is allowances taxable allowances exempted up to a specified limit. Allowances exempted up to a specified limit is classified into 4. What are they? First item is HRA, second item is entertainment allowances, third item is special allowance for meeting official expenditures of this employee, and the fourth item is special expenses for meeting personal expenditures of this employee. So the last item is fully exempted allowance. These allowances is fully exempted and not liable to tax these amounts. The first item is foreign allowances paid to an government employee by the government to an Indian citizen for rendering services abroad. For example, the IFS persons, they are working in the foreign nations for rendering services, and the foreign allowances is paid to that government employee, which is exempted, fully exempted amount. And the sumptuary allowances given to High Court or Supreme Court judges. Sumptuary allowance for meeting their personal and the personal expenditures of High Court or Supreme Court judges is fully exempted. And then allowances received by the employees is United Nations organizations from the that means UNO. That means a person who is working as an employee of United Nations organizations, that allowance is fully exempted. And allowances to the High Court judge under section the 22A subsection 2 of High Court judges, conditions of the services of this Act is fully exempted. These are the 4 allowances fully exempted from tax. That means these allowances received from the SSA is not taken into consideration for income tax purposes. That is, these allowances are fully exempted. What are they? Foreign allowance paid to government employee by government to an Indian citizen for rendering services abroad. പുറത്ത് ജോലി ചെയ്യാണ് ഗവൺമെൻറ്റിന് വേണ്ടി ഏതെങ്കിലും പുറത്തുള്ള രാജ്യത്തിൽ വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്ന സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ that person is eligible to get a foreign allowance. That amount is fully exempted. And then sumptuary allowances to the High Court or Supreme Court judges and allowances received by an employee in United Nations organization from United Nations organization is fully exempted. And allowances to High Court judges under section 22A subsection 2 of High Court judges of the Conditions of Services Act. These are the allowances. Mainly the allowances are classified into 3 types. What are they? What do you mean by allowances? Allowances is a fixed amount of money paid regularly by the employer in addition to basic salary for meeting some personal and official expenses of this employee. Allowances is mainly classified into fully taxable allowances, allowances exempted up to a specified limit, fully exempted allowances.